All right, welcome to the Let's Shove Cooking Show. Right now we're going to do a quick recipe for a dressing for coleslaw. Now, this is not a sweet dressing. The reason why is that everything else in the barbecue is already going to be sweet. You got ribs or pulled pork that already have barbecue sauce on them. If you have a pulled pork sandwich, you're probably going to add barbecue sauce to it. It's already a sweet thing. If you make a sugary slaw like how KFC does, it's just going to be sugar on top of sugar. And then you're going to have sweet beans on the side, because who doesn't eat sweet beans on the side with barbecue? So we're going to make the slaw so that it's not sweet. But trust me, it's a really good recipe. Been doing this for about 20 years and everybody just loves this. So really simple, really easy to do. Let's get after it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a small vinaigrette. And how we're going to do that is we're going to do the basic 3-to-1 method. So we need 3 parts fat. In this instance, it's extra virgin olive oil. Or use your favorite oil. You can use cooking oil. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use some apple cider vinegar. Now you could use red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar. Just remember, if you use red wine vinegar, it might turn your coleslaw pink. So unless you want to show up to the party with pink coleslaw, you might want to put that in check. All right. Add in some lemon juice. It doesn't take much. We're just putting in a little drizzle of it in there, just to kind of fortify that acidity in there and give it a little bit more of a tanginess to it in the finished product. Next, we're just going to add in a couple of shakes of celery seed. It doesn't take much. A little bit of this goes a long way. It might be a 1/4 teaspoon, something like that. All right, we're just going to add in a few drops of toasted sesame oil. It's Japanese. I absolutely love this stuff. I love it in mine. If you don't like sesame oil or you're afraid you're going to taste it, you can omit it. It's no big deal. We're just going to do a couple of drips of Frank's hot sauce just to kind of keep the flavors moving along. Hot sauces like that really do help tie all the other flavors that you're tasting together. Now we're going to need a little bit of a binder in here. And I use this brand of Dijon mustard. It doesn't have the burn of the Grey Poupon, and I think it's far superior. So we're going to use this as our binder. We just need a teaspoon or so, maybe a teaspoon and a half of it. If you like it and you want more, when you taste it before you mix it in with the slaw, hey, you can always add more Dijon mustard in there. You can riff off it. So now we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Oh yes, the mayo. It's going to make it really good. All right, there's a 1/2 cup right there. Here's what we're going to do. Let's add this in. Get it all. We need it. We want it in there. We need it in there. All right. And then we're going to add in a 1.5 teaspoons of salt. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, and we're going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Get everything out of the way. We're just gonna kind of push this together and whisk it. But what we're making basically is a creamy vinaigrette. And that creamy vinaigrette is going to season this whole bag of slaw. Now, for all the people out there who don't want to mix coleslaw with their hands, I don't blame you. For all the people out there who don't want to make a mess, I don't blame you. So I have a little trick I like to use to get the slaw mixed up in the bag and in the fridge without having to worry about a bowl, transferring bowls, all that. Here's what we do. We open up our gallon Ziploc. We take our slaw mix. We cut it open. Get this bag right on top of it, like this, and you can just stick it on in and turn it over. Done. Now it's going to kind of want to stand up on its own. We've got the slaw in there, and we're going to take that dressing. Let's taste it first, make sure it's seasoned right. That's really good. It's a little on the salty side, but trust me, once it gets in there and gets all mixed in good, the flavor on that's going to be fantastic. It's a little bit thicker than I normally like, so I'm going to add in just a splash more vinegar and just a touch more olive oil. I'll thin that out. And this is going to make a fantastic coleslaw. Now, if you wanted to use this recipe and add sugar to it, you could, but I don't think it needs it. Oh. All right. Take this and get it all dumped in there. We got the spoon. Dog's going crazy at the skateboarders outside. That's all right. He knows. They're trying to come get the barbecue. That's what he thinks is happening. We're going to do a sneak attack on the leftovers. All right, so then you can just mush this up. It only takes a minute to get everything incorporated. Right? Not even a minute. 20 seconds. Look. Done. Incorporated. Needs to set up for about 20 minutes. Best overnight. Now, if you taste that and you think it needs the sweetness, you can add all kinds of different things in there. You could add honey to sweeten it, plain old sugar. You could throw in some agave nectar, whatever your favorite sweetener is, and make that go. If you don't like salt in there, or you're watching your salt, you can just omit it completely. There's plenty of flavor in here. Plenty of flavor between the salt and the mayonnaise and the mustard. You'll be good to go. All right. So let me crack this open real quick and just give you a little taste and see what it tastes like. Oh, that's good. That's really good. All right, stick around. We're going to be making some pulled pork sandwiches here. Barbecue sauce is almost ready. Coleslaw is done. You got the recipes. Thanks for tuning in.